God away.
That is, of course, Portishead, Glory Box. And I was reading this morning, good morning, y'all. I was reading this morning in Leviticus 10. So you've come to the completion at this point of all the sacrificial law, which is all the ways and means by which God gave his Old Testament people in times olden, all the ways and means he gave them to draw near to him once ruptured or once returned to their own self-governance or returned to the brokenness of the world, which we can totally relate to because we so often do that. We flee the glory of God and chase the glory of ourselves almost on a moment-to-moment basis. That is a constant tension of the Christ-centered life, and as well as the tension shared by all. And some release that tension by merely remaining in that self-governance and letting yourself, your flesh, be God. But I promise you, and I swear to you, in nothing but love and desire for your redemption and beauty and enlightenment, that way leads to destruction. It is destructive in this life, and it is a destructive burden upon your soul, leading to separation and a debt upon your soul, almost a karmic debt upon your soul that cannot be paid and cannot be worked off. It is not within our grasp. I think that's why people probably were like, I think we come back over and over again, is knowing the debt that you have cannot be paid off in a lifetime, and that you have so little ability to really reduce it because of how broken we live in this world and how tempting samsara is to us. So post those sacrificial explanations, yesterday was about Aaron and his sons and the sort of way in which we, those who Christ calls to himself, Christ, God, same thing, call to himself as priests or as Holy of Holies, because we no longer need emissaries between us other than God himself made flesh, how we are to live and conduct ourselves and be holy. And right after that comes the story of the profane fire of Nadab and Abihu. So sons of Aaron here, immediately after this, the presence of God is in the place, and they're pretty excited, or there's quite a few context clues that they might have been intoxicated. They come and they reach into the fire of offering, and they pull out coals, hot coals, and they place incense upon it to come and wave before the Lord. And in doing so, they're not only separating themselves from the group, maybe in enthusiasm, maybe in a drunken state where they're not really able to hi Baba. They're not able to sort of fully reasonably decide or figure out what they're supposed to be doing, and perhaps even in enthusiasm of like, God is here, let me go and take part in this. And this holy fire that God has come down in licks out and consumes them, burns them, and you're like, wait, hold a second, Lord, I think maybe they were drunk, but I think they were trying to praise you or bring further offering to you. And this early covenant with Israel, a lot of the lessons that God was teaching were seemingly a lot more strict than now. He was but you know what? We were a younger people. It was a younger covenant with kids of certain age. Sometimes you have to physically restrain them if they want to go and do something and hurt themselves. If they want to go hurt somebody else, they want to go swinging. I've had to be held back from trying to punch people's faces off by other people. And in doing so, God is in the season restraining, having to restrain his people through discipline. And in this discipline, you're like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? Let us know that these are priests, these are holy men behaving in an unholy fashion. And truly, when Christ came to, his favorite target, his #1 target, it seemed to be, was holy men pretending to be holy, who were not. There are few things worse on this earth than those purporting to be of light and beauty and truth and telling lies. Be better if you said you were a liar and then just did some good stuff. So in this moment, God is laying waste to A, those who would purport to be holy and not be, B, those who would be intoxicated and drunk in his presence, not on his presence, but really showing, even in their position, their elevated position, a pretty blatant disregard for the serenity and beauty of the occasion. And 3, that there is a right posture with which to approach God. And then he has laid these things out for us because he knows how confused we are. You know, how confused we are in this world. And we so want to get at him and want to be part of it, and we don't always know how. And so we try to create ways to do so. And he's laying these out right before us and saying, here, I understand your confusion. It's a broken world. It's hard to see. Here, just simply do these things, and you will heal the rift between us, and I will draw near to you. But to approach him in a casual, like, oh, I'm going to figure it out. Lord, I'm going to muscle it through. That sometimes that fire is going to lick out at you if you're already walking with God and refine you brutally. Other times, if you are approaching God in just merely a casual fashion, maybe you haven't had that experience of God at all, because he's looking for those with the right heart, not just the right machinations. Where's your heart at when you're approaching the throne of God, when you're approaching God for healing? Have you cried out to Christ and now found it to be something wanting or something untrue because God did not draw near to you? Christ did not come down and save you. Christ did not wash you clean and fill your brokenness and heal your sinful nature, turn you around from yourself. Examine the posture in which you may have done so. Come to him as he's asked you to come to him. There are beauty in the lessons he has laid. He is a gorgeous creator. You have but to look at the splendor of nature to see that. His designs are complex and confusing sometimes, but they are beautiful. And he begs you to draw near. Come, be beautiful with him. Come, honor the glory of God. Be part of the glory of God. Rejoice in the glory of God. There is no better feeling, there is no better purpose met on the face of this earth. I rejoice to see you rejoicing and sacrificing. Let me know how it goes. Peace be unto you. Amen and Selah.